How's it going? It's Jackie here. Happy Sunday and thank you for joining me for Cooking with Jackie. And today on the menu we have ground turkey Thai meatballs with a chili sauce on top. So first things first, let me give you the ingredients for the meatballs and then I'll give you the ingredients for the sauce because we're going to do it in two separate bowls. Alright, here's our protein. 1 pound of ground turkey, that's first. We're going to need 2 tablespoons of fresh parsley, grounded up. Then we're going to use 2 tablespoons of ginger, fresh ginger. We're going to use 1/4 of a cup of green onions, scallions, same thing. 1/4 of a cup of this, and we're only going to use the green. We're not going to use the bulb. Then we're going to have 1 small jalapeno. If you really want something spicy, go right ahead and have 2, but 1 is definitely going to do the job. And then we're also going to need 1/2 of a cup of carrots. So I have here a bunch of carrots, fresh carrots that I have. So we're going to take care of that. So that's everything with the produce. As far as our wet ingredients go, we're going to need 1/4 of a cup of low sodium soy sauce. We're going to need 3 tablespoons of egg whites. If you don't have egg whites, you can use a regular egg. And then we're going to use about 3/4 of a teaspoon of sea salt. And then you can have pepper to taste, like a little sprinkle. And then about 1/2 of a teaspoon of chili flakes. All right, so those are ingredients for the meatballs. Now let me give you the ingredients for the sauce. Here's the ingredients for the sauce. We're gonna need 1/4 of a cup of low sodium chicken broth. First thing, we're gonna use 1/4 of a cup of low sodium soy sauce. We're actually gonna use 2 teaspoons of the ginger that we had before. So if you had any extra, make sure that you save this. We're going to use 1 tablespoon of fish sauce. We're going to use 2 tablespoons of sesame seed oil. 1 tablespoon of chopped garlic. And last but not least, this is chili. I want to have 1 teaspoon of chili paste. And usually you can find this in the international aisle. All right. So first things first, before we do anything, preheat your oven to 400 degrees. Wash your hands. You always want to keep safe. And I'm going to get my apron. So I'm going to do all that stuff. Hopefully you guys do it too. And yeah, I'm getting ready to get started. Before you do anything else, make sure you have the cooking tools. My apologies. So you want a small pot, because this is where our sauce is going to go. A nice baking sheet, nonstick. If you don't have a nonstick baking sheet, then you can just use some foil, spray some nonstick spray on it. We want to have measuring spoons as well as measuring cups. You want to have a vegetable or a fruit peeler. If you don't have this, you can use a knife. And we want to have a cheese grater. And then this is what we're going to use to grate our carrots, grate the ginger. And yeah, that's about it. So, all right, now wash your hands, preheat oven, put an apron on if you have it. Peace out. So we're going to cut up the scallions. So let's just take a seat. I'm trying to save my back, so bring up a chair if you can. All right, so make sure you already clean this off. Get a cutting board. Get yourself a nice small knife. And what you want to do, bring your hands close to the edge. And you take your knife and cut straight. You're not sawing anything because it gets all gooky. You're just going to cut just the top part, move it to the side. And then you just do that for the scallions. And then once you get enough, I had some on the side I already did. 1/4 of a cup, measure that out and put it in a bowl. And I have a nice big bowl that I put the meat in it already because we're going to put everything in at once. No need to separate anything as far as the meatball goes. So get 1/4 of a cup, and the next thing we're going to do is the carrots. Now that we got the scallions done, just to show you how to do the carrots, you want to make sure you take the carrots, clean them. You grab your carrot, the one that's not peeled, get the peeler, and then you just want to just peel off the outer layer. Peel off the outer layer. It's usually brown in color. You know, it's natural. You just want to get that part off just so you can see the bright orange. Move that all to the side. And then you want to grab your cheese grater right here, put it down, and go right on an angle. You see I started a little bit, and then you're just going to start grating. You can get a workout faster you go. So keep doing this until you get 1/2 of a cup. I'll show you guys what it looks like. So you get nice shredded carrots here. So do this until you get 1/2 of a cup, and then put it in a bowl that has the turkey and the scallions in it. Now to do the parsley. Grab a couple of things from the bunch that you had, and you see how you have these stems at the end? So we want to break off the stem because we're only going to use the leaf part. And just take the knife and just go straight through. You want it to be about medium, medium chopped up. You just don't want to have huge leaves. And then once you chopped up about 2 tablespoons, so you think it's small enough, measure it, put 2 tablespoons, and then you're gonna put it into the bowl that has the, you know, the meat and everything in it so far. Last 2 things we're gonna do is a jalapeno, and then we're also gonna do the ginger, and that'll be it for the produce. The jalapeno, you see how you have the stem on top? We wanna cut the top and as well cut the bottom part. So cut that off, cut that off. Whew, it's hot already. And then we wanna cut it in half. All right, so you see that there's a bunch of seeds in there? We're actually gonna dig those seeds out with our hands. Very spicy. So we're gonna dig those out. And once you get out all the seeds on the cutting board, put it, you know, face down, cut it in little small streams, and then you wanna try to mash this up. You don't wanna have big pieces because you don't wanna get a meatball that has a whole like piece of jalapeno in it. You'll set somebody off, unless that's your goal. So you just wanna get little small chopped pieces like this. Just 1 small jalapeno, put it in the bowl, and then last thing is gonna be ginger, like I said. Thing we're gonna do is the fresh ginger. So grab that ginger, don't be scared. And then what you wanna do is try to find like a straight part. So I'm gonna use that, cut off the end, just to get that brown off. You're gonna actually take the peeler, and all you're gonna do is just try to peel off part of the outside, because the outside is what you don't want. And as soon as I start peeling it, all I smell is fresh ginger, which I love, and it is an anti-inflammatory. So this is what it looks like, and what you want to do, you look at your cheese grater, use small part, take it here, work out. Okay, so you get this, and then you want to measure off 2 tablespoons, put that in a bowl, and then we're going to start mixing up together. If your arm is tired from shredding, then it's all right, it's a nice practice, okay? Bowl with everything in it, nicely in there. We didn't mix it up yet. I have my 3 tablespoons of egg whites, or 1 egg. If you're going to do an egg, make sure you scramble it. You want to pour it in there, and then you can take a little bit of salt, sea salt, add pepper to taste. I'm not going to add any pepper, but you also want to take your crushed chili peppers, and then just sprinkle 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Bam! I just had to do it. Now you're going to take your hands, that's why we want to always make sure your hands are clean, and mash everything together. So you can't do this with a spoon. You want to mash everything together, like so, just to get everything in there. You know, sometimes this is great stress relief, you know, just playing around, you know, make little figurines, but you just want to mash everything together for about a good 2 minutes. And then we'll start making meatballs, put it in the pan. Make the meatballs, put it in our pan. Like I said, I put mine with foil in it, not stick spray on it. And the size of the meatballs, you want it to be about like a little bit more than a quarter size amount. You can make them bigger if you want to have, you know, bigger meatballs, smaller. But just keep in mind, this is supposed to serve 3 to 4, so try to divvy up that way. So make little nice meatballs, put it in there, and then try to spread them apart like cookies, about 1 inch apart. Okay, so we're gonna do that for the whole thing, and then get ready to throw it in the oven. Work those arms, work those arms, work those. Meatballs are nicely done. We're gonna open up the oven. That's been already preheated, 400 degrees. Put it on the middle rack, push it all the way in, bye-bye. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna have this in here for 20 minutes because we're actually gonna put our sauce on top of the meatballs after it starts cooking. What you wanna do, you wanna grab the pot that we're gonna use on the stove, and then just put all those seasonings that I told you before. We're gonna put it in there. So that includes 1/4 cup of soy sauce. We wanna use 2 tablespoons of sesame seed oil, 1 tablespoon of fish sauce, 1 tablespoon of garlic, chopped garlic, 2 teaspoons of ginger. So we're gonna start to grate some up if you didn't have any. And then 1 teaspoon of chili paste. And of course, 1/4 cup of chicken broth. Okay, so put all these ingredients into this pot, and we're actually gonna put it in a stove for a simmer. So get it to it, get all our ingredients that we have. Like I said, we're gonna put it on, and we wanna leave it on there to simmer. Simmer about medium heat. You don't want it to burn, because as soon as 20 minutes are up, we're gonna take this baby out, and then brush those meatballs and put that sauce on there. Good, all I can smell is the ginger. So it's been 20 minutes, let's pull out the meatballs. Get your pot holder. Yeah. Got our meatballs right here. and it slides off no problem. Now what we're going to do, we're going to take a brush and we're going to brush the meatballs. If you don't have a brush, you can use a spoon, and we're going to put the sauce all on top. All right. Now I'm just going to get some of the sauce, and I'm just going to paint each one. So you want to do this, paint it. You don't want to slobber it on, because you can always have sauce on the side if you want to dip. But just try to get it on every single meatball, and as soon as you're done with that, then you're going to put it back in for 1 more minute. But what are we going to do within a minute? What we're going to do within a minute, we're going to do some push-ups. How much can you go? Ooh! Angry snake. I'm tired. I must have did about 50 to 60 push-ups. I was going so fast that I just didn't know how much. But I had to stop. Got to pull out these meatballs. The chili sauce on it smells so good. You can smell the sesame seed oil. You can smell the fish sauce. It smells good. And of course that ginger. So we pull that out. Oh yeah, this is so good. I gotta have a piece. Let it cool down for at least 5 minutes. Try to clean up everything else and then chow down. It looks like, smells super good, and let's have a bite. It's time for the dreaded taste test. So I put 3 in there, and I actually added some scallions, green onions on top. Now let's see how it goes. And like I said, it smells great. Woo, super juicy. You can see all the carrots, everything in there. Ginger, super good. Woo, powerful punch. You taste all the flavors between the scallions, the carrots, you know, having in the sesame seed oil on top gives it that nuttiness. And the jalapenos, bearable. It's not spicy, it just has a little kick to it. I just had about 3 meatballs, which was freaking awesome, so good, and I love things that smell and taste good, and it's real food, it's not processed. So if you need the recipe, or you have any questions about what we did today between the cooking, the ingredients, substitution, feel free to ask me. Subscribe to my YouTube link below. And if you want to know what meal plan I follow, or you want to be a part of my health and fitness team, feel free to ask. And yeah, have a great week and take it easy. Peace out. Remember, you're number 1.